Thank you, viewers, for allowing me to do another PDW that's out there. About freaking time we can actually do this one. And surprisingly, it's one of the things that we've seen in SHOT Show. Remember when I was talking to Nigel about Lancer Tactical? Well, here we are, a bow manufacturer Diamondback PDW. Let's get into the review. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Airsoft Mastery. Today we're going to be talking about is this beauty right here, the PDW, is the Diamondback PDW in AEG. But before we get into the review, again, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment down below what else do you want to see for in regards to rifles, or if you need any tips or helps with anything else. As for this, basically what we're going to be looking to is the AEG is what are the benefits, and also, again, why a PDW? So why don't we do our typical traditional way of reviewing the gun by working away from the tip to the butt end of the stock. So, of course you're going to have is your 14mm negative orange tip flash hider on there, but the best part what they did for Diamondback rifles, of course to keep it more legit, is having the suppressor. And it's included with it, which is nice. But the problem I will give a drawback to is, why is it almost as a girth of like a 9mm or a 22? Maybe if it was a little bit bigger in that aspect, I would actually give it like, okay, this is a pretty clean setup. But the length is perfect as what we see with today's modern aspect of a PDW system, which today's modern shooting of a PDW would be is the new 300 blackout actual chamber. Either way, this is Airsoft. We don't get to do that anyways. So with this aspect, you're able to see that you do have on the rails right now is an M-LOK rail system, which is super lightweight, and it's also polymer, so it makes it really lightweight for anyone to carry. You still have your M-LOK stocks being around the 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock positions, with the offset being at 1 and 2. Now, overall with this gun, you do have is a full polymer receiver from the upper and the lower. But that doesn't help negate any other issues because, again, it's still very durable. But again, it's also very lightweight to run and gun in such ideal CQB fields like an N1 here or even Tac City. But the best part about these kind of rifles, and I do like with licensed trademarks, is you do get trademarks galore on every single side of the receiver with the good old insignia of DB with American flag and Diamondback on the rails, including the dust cover. It does say 5.56, but hey, there are also some PDWs that are 5.56 in that variant as well. Internally on this gun is where things get very, very more spicy in that aspect, as you do have is your version 2 gearbox, but the ETU that's in here is more known as the Poseidon Trident type of ETU. And that is a positive. The reason why is with certain ways of programming the actual ETU MOSFET to do a 2-round burst, 3-round burst, 4-round burst, 5-round burst, and the binary system by actually following the instructions from their actual website. And what's good about that is you're able to change that to whatever aspects of which you need onto this micro trigger switch. Speaking about the trigger pull, it is a very nice ETU system, where it's almost as equivalent to like the gate tie-ins out there. Again, very free float, and of course, like what we've seen with these is more optical. Again, nice job with bow manufacturer on there. Other than the internals, let's go ahead and talk about what's actually revealed on your ambidextrous charging handle. Again, a really nice setup from bow manufacturing to allow us to have is a rotary cell hop-up chamber. To complement that is the Macron bucking and a 603 brass Type 4 barrel. So you're telling me that basically for the whole internal setups on here, this gun is already technically pre-built. Hey, nothing wrong with that as well. Now for the bow manufacturer rifle, you do have what's really nice is an ambidextrous selector switch from going safe, semi, and full auto. And again, I do like how the fact that it actually is ambidextrous. So it makes it really easy to swap out and able to change the selection of whatever fire you would need. Unfortunately though, for the magazine release, it's still going to be on the right hand side, but you do have this nice large panel to help release it and make it easier to go from the trigger all the way to the magazine release with an ease of a button. Now let's get into the stock, what everyone would say this is what makes it the PDW. And I do agree that this would be the PDW part. A nice brace, especially how it's spring powered, is what makes it more of the true personal defense weapon out there. Specifically for this one too, I do like the fact that you have is a massive amount of space to fit even those mini brick type PEC style batteries in the back end of the stock. So this has a good generic type of fitment for those, and including the standard buffer tube batteries for like the 11.1 LiPo batteries, which you can't use on this rifle. And just like I said on other previous rifles, I do like how everybody is getting to the new standard of keeping it Deans. This is what we've been asking for many years out there. And the fact that we have it now makes my job a lot easier to work with. And now we're on to the part of magazine compatibility. And I have to admit that it took every single mag, no problem out there. As you'll come with your standard 120 round mid-capacity mags, it took really well with the PTS magazines out there with no problem, and including the Specna Arms mid-capacity mags out there. Now for high-capacity mags, it also did fine with the Lancer Tactical 300 round high caps and the G&G 450 round high-capacity mags as well. These 0.20 gram BBs and 11.1 LiPo. Now, when we chrono this rifle, we did see on average around being the 370 to around the 385 FPS. With those numbers, you are tended to see more of an actual outdoor field type. But it's not to be worried about, as if you want to use this for indoors, it is a quick change spring guide system, which can be easily accessed by removing the PDW stock end. And again, it is a fairly simple process to change it out to whatever you would need from going from indoor to outdoor, and the same thing vice versa. So when you do purchase your Bow manufactured Diamondback PDW, here are a couple things that's going to come with it. First and foremost, you're going to end up with is your operation manual. So if you have any troubleshooting issues, or other than that, like some of the things like the basic necessities on how to operate the rifle, you will find this on your manual. You will also get a very familiar style magazine, which is a mid-cap that holds about 120 rounds. And again, this is a really nice setup, especially for the whole blackout setup on this thing. I gotta admit, this magazine does go very well for the rifle. Alongside that, you'll end up with a cleaning rod to help either fix any unjammed BBs inside the hop-up chamber, and also a cleaning side to help clean your inner barrel. But it doesn't stop there when it comes to the goodies from Bow manufacturer. I mean, what else can you say than other than actually giving you the heat shrink wrap and on female Dean's connection to change out your battery. So if you do have spare batteries like we normally do for a lot of intermediate advanced players, you can convert your battery to Dean's alongside with the help of your local tech, and they give you the parts with it. You also have, just in case if you don't want to change it out, is the Dean's to Tamiya connector, and alongside some tools to help fix your either like the screws you see out here for the rail, or even the Allen key setup to tighten up your rifle. Now, the fact that it comes with accessories that is also I do like for this is you get a cutie sling mount for the bonnet M of the PDW stock that can attach to hold your sling, and they even give you Picatinny rails to help put other attachments that are not M-LOK compatible. So if you wanted to say, for example, put your flashlight, but you don't have the M-LOK mount system, again, they help provide two actual rail segments out here. Again, a nice little setup. So overall with this rifle, I have to admit, I do like the fact that it is a good MOSFET system. You have an 603 Type 4 barrel with a really good bucking. Your ETU is programmable by following the certain procedures from their website from Poseidon. And it's a really good today's modern aspect of a personal defense weapon. But what makes it more interesting is the cost. During this time of recording, you're looking around the $215 price range. And that's still pretty good. Now, overall, I gotta admit, new rifles are changing it. But what do you guys think? As for this airsoft rifle, write a comment down below if you have any experience with this and how do you like your bullet manufacturer Diamondback PDW. But if you're looking for products like these, go ahead and check it out at airsoftmaster.com. But for this episode, my name is Mike. I'll see you guys next time.
This video is brought to you by Airsoft Master.